Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Business Boys podcast. Today, I'll be giving you everything you need to know about the EU's recent investigation of Apple, Meta, Google, and Amazon after implementing a new digital market law to regulate competition. All in just under 10 minutes. Are we ready? This isn't a race, okay? It's just a hook. Well, let's start with a background story, shall we? According to a report published by the European Commission on the 7th of March 2024, 6 multinational companies operating in the EU, including Apple, Meta, Google, Amazon, and ByteDance, were forced to comply with the Digital Markets Act, or DMA for short. The DMA aims to make digital markets in the EU more contestable and fair. It establishes new rules for 10 defined core platform services, such as search engines, online marketplaces or e-commerce sites, app stores, online advertising, and messaging. The executive vice president in charge of the competition policy, Margrethe Vestager, stated 2 striking benefits of the DMA. The first being a great advantage to small, innovative businesses and startups to also get a fair chance of making it, and the other being a benefit to the customers as they will have more affordable options online. But wait, this dates back to September 2023 when the Commission first designated 6 gatekeepers. Under the DMA, these gatekeepers, I mentioned earlier, had 6 months to ensure full compliance with the DMA obligations for each of their designated core platform services. Under the DMA, the European Commission can designate digital platforms such as Google as gatekeepers if they provide an important gateway between businesses and consumers in terms of core platform services. Let me simplify this for you. In other words, Meta dominates the social media landscape and is thus a gatekeeper guarding the landscape from any potential entrants that seek to compete with it or compete within it. This just goes on to confirm that the DMA is an anti-monopoly law that seeks to prevent that issue from persisting. Fast forward, and 6 months later, here we are. These gatekeepers have already gone through a series of stages, and it might be better to look at this using a timeline. As I mentioned earlier, the European Commission began to designate companies and notify these companies of their status as gatekeepers. Following their designation, gatekeepers have 6 months to comply with a full list of do's and don'ts under the DMA, providing more choice and freedom to end users and business users of the gatekeepers' services. In March 2024, all gatekeepers are required to submit a detailed report in which they outline how they will comply with each of the obligations of the DMA. Then, the Commission will monitor the effective implementation of and the compliance of the companies with these obligations. You might be thinking, well, what if companies like Meta, Apple, and Google do not comply with the obligations set forth by the DMA? Well, the Commission has stated that it will impose fines up to 10% of the company's total worldwide turnover, which can go up to 20% in the event of the company engaging in repetitive infringement of the policy. Even worse, the Commission is also able to adopt additional remedies, such as 1. Obligating a gatekeeper to sell a business or part of its business. You know what? This story might ring a bell if you know the story of TikTok getting banned in the US. If you know, you know. Or 2, banning the gatekeeper from acquisitions of additional services related to the systemic non-compliance. So what's going on now? As of March 25, Apple, Google, and Meta will be investigated for potential breaches of the EU's new Digital Markets Act, potentially leading to hefty fines for the companies. Particularly, since I'm a fan of Apple, let's see what Apple's on about with the DMA and its lack of compliance. One issue is the user's inability to uninstall software applications on its iOS operating system, such as Safari. In other words, users aren't able to choose what's on their screen and what isn't. Another concern is steering, which is when Apple imposes limitations that hinder app developers from informing users about offers outside of its App Store free of charge. Apple's response was that it was confident that its plan complied with the DMA, adding that it had shown responsiveness to the Commission and developers throughout the process and incorporated their feedback into making changes. Regulators at the Commission say that the anti-steering issue also applies to Alphabet, the holding company of Google. The investigation is set to examine whether Alphabet favors its vertical search engines such as Google Shopping, Google Flights and Google Hotels over its rivals, and whether it discriminates against third-party services on Google search results. Amazon, along with Microsoft and TikTok's Chinese owner ByteDance, are also designated in the DMA as gatekeepers. Amazon claims that it is compliant and works hard to meet all of its customers' high standards with Europe's changing regulatory environment. The recent investigations came about because of the escalating criticism from app developers and business users about the lack in the company's compliance efforts. Anyway, it looks like things are only getting more uncertain with our lovely tech giants, but hey, at least if we get to start our own venture, we wouldn't need to worry about getting crushed by a multinational tech giant like Apple. I might be wrong, but leave a comment down below whether you think it was just about time. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and come on, hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload from us. See you soon.
I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us.